sit over there? Okay.
We got Coach Robin here, and Coach, tell us a little about coaching here. How long have you been here, and what do you think about the team?
I've been here for 10 years. This is my 11th season. Our softball team is a tremendously talented group of individuals. It's one of those, if we can have the chemistry work out the right way, that the team really has no stopping point if they can work out their differences. Started off tremendously hot. We won the Red Mountain tournament, and then we won our next 5. We went to Bullhead City and did very well. We've kind of hit a few bumps along the way, but like I said, with the talent level the way it is on this softball team, I'm thinking they will be able to right the ship and make a big run through the playoffs.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong.
The Pumas lineup shows Piper Lujan behind the plate, Sage Stutz on the mound, Brianna Matos on first, Jillian Legasco on second, Chloe Crayson plays shortstop, and Sydney Smith on third base. In the outfield, Natalie Arbizu plays left, with Jordan Pearson in center field, along with Kylie Huff playing right field. Fall signing day came around the corner as Coach Hee got a chance to talk about each one of the players and where they decided to play for college.
I'm going to be a little unorthodox today. Could I get all 5 of you back behind Miss Lujan right there, all 5 of my softball players, please? I'm only doing this because individually, outstanding softball players. Their talent base is huge. But we've been talking for 4 years now about team first, and they wear a shirt that says one team, one goal. These guys epitomize being a Perry Puma. They put their team first, themselves second, and I couldn't be more proud of you for that. Libby is one of our outfielders. Libby's an outstanding hitter. Giant hitter. She hit almost 390 for us last year with limited at-bats because we already had a fairly senior-heavy outfield, so that she got limited time. But toughest thing in baseball or softball is to be asked to sit on the bench for 6 innings and then come to the plate and be able to come through and get base hit. She did that over and over. Jillian will be a second-year player for us this year. She didn't try out her sophomore year. I had to convince her to come out and play for us last year with multiple talks, and she kept kind of putting me off. And I think she's happy probably that she did play last year. She did huge things for us, solidified our infield. Our infield was dead on. We didn't make errors, we didn't make mistakes. And with the pitching we have pretty good pitching here. That helps the pitcher's confidence to know, hey, my middle infield is going to take care of me, and she did a great job all year long. Piper is a 4-year starting catcher. You don't have a catcher that comes in as a freshman normally and catch every game. She did that. She ran our pitching staff. She controlled our defense, infield and outfield as a freshman. She did that. She also, as a freshman, hit 390. Freshmen don't come in and hit 390 very often, and she did. Fantastic player. Jordan, again, a 4-year varsity player. Doesn't happen very often, but 2 of them sitting there side by side. Jordan epitomizes team first. She's a kid that had hard knocks her freshman year. we went to the Red Mountain tournament, which is one of our first things that we do, and turned her ankle on home plate, so she was out for almost the whole season that year. She came back as a sophomore and fought her way into getting some playing time and got hurt again. But Jordan was the first kid to come up and go, Coach, I'll run for you, let me run. I want to be a part of what's going on here. She puts her team first, and that's huge. Sydney had a labrum tear her sophomore year and was out the entire season. Well, we're in the playoffs, deep into the playoffs, and she gets a clearance to play. We run her through the days that we have to run her through to get her eligible to play. And with hardly any at-bats, hardly any batting practice, she drove home the winning run in the Red Mountain game to give us the win. Her and Piper share time at the plate and then swap back and forth between third base, and you couldn't get two better softball players just to swap back and forth. It keeps both of their legs fresh, and huge things for Sydney this year.
Just coming out of break, the girls come back better than ever to verse Hamilton this following week in order to progress towards state. The day of practice comes to end. Coach Rob has a few words to say to the girls as they progress on towards this week when they are versing Hamilton just in 2 days.
All right, heads up. Obviously, Thursday is probably our biggest game, right? We have to be amped and ready to go on Thursday. That's why the velocity changed today, and we'll go even just a smidge higher tomorrow. It's very impressive to see you make the change from really, really slow. You guys make the adjustment to fast, like ridiculously quick. It's when we go backwards, going from fast to, hey, you have to sit on a pitch and let it get deep and hit it the other way, that you guys struggle. But like I said, we'll prepare for it. We'll go tomorrow and we'll turn up the volume just a little bit higher than it was today, probably to where you're looking at 65 or 66, so that when you go into game time, it's like, okay, the ball's slowed down for me and it's gotten bigger. All right? All right, get a break. We'll see you tomorrow at 2:30.
Just 24 hours remaining before the big game against Hamilton. Practice takes a turn for some things that just did not go as planned.
So how do you guys feel your practice has been going today? Is there room for improvements?
Our practice didn't start off so well. We had low energy. It wasn't as high as we usually have.
Cut! It was a little rough in the beginning. We were struggling with our defense. Get the out, ladies. Get in!
Damn it. Everybody just take a lap. Think about it.
We came together, we talked about it, and because of that team chemistry we have with each other, we were able to bounce back and improve from when we started practice today, and now it's just getting better.
First and foremost, Monty, who's supposed to come to your game today? I thought it's pretty much said all the girls are invited to my game. So they should.
Where's it at, Coach?
Is that Snedeker? Snedeker. Monty, where do you play at? Snedeker. Okay. Tomorrow's big. Okay, we have to come out, and it can't be where we're trying to coax energy out of you. We can't be trying to be your cheerleaders, because our job basically is to get you to the position that we think you're in the best spot to win and put the right people in the right spots. And basically at that point, it's in your hands. Got our fingers crossed, and we're hoping and trying to give you as much information as we can. But for the most part, once it's game time, it's on you. But to do that, that means we got to get on a roll right now, and we got to start winning and keep winning for a while. I truly believe you're the best softball team between the two. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it. It's not one of those, I'm not one of those people that tries to like sugarcoat it and get you to do something beyond what you're capable of. I told you on day one that I thought you had what it took to get it done this year. But that means getting it done. That means you guys, as a group, figuring out a way to get it done. It's big, tomorrow's big, and I want you to understand that. All right, get a break, go home.
You guys have a big game today against Hamilton. It's away. What do you think your team mentality is going into that game?
Well, we haven't been doing as good as we can lately, so I think that we're just going to try and have like a new slate and just forget the past games and just think about today and how good we can do and just live up to what our potential is.
Last year we played them twice and beat them once at their place and once at our place, which was an unbelievable accomplishment on our part. It's one of our proudest moments of the season last year. So coming into this year, we're very motivated and we definitely want to get the win. And as far as preparation goes, we had a pretty solid overall practice yesterday. Got off to a pretty bumpy start, but finished on a high note, which was good, and we're excited to play today.
Perry arrives at Hamilton coming in with a positive mentality. However, as the game proceeds, they fall short, resulting in a loss of 0-10. Hamilton coming out on top leaves the team devastated. But the following practice, coaches invite one of the Perry's alumni, Lexi Hopper, to talk to them and to give them some words of encouragement to help them as they will be versing Hamilton just next week on their own turf.
Okay, Friday's gone, it's done. We can't do anything about Friday, but we can do something about what's going to happen moving forward. And I use these guys as an example because they were really good about getting to everybody else that was in the dugout and saying, look, this is not acceptable. It's just not acceptable. Let's do something about it. Let's fix it now.
We came together. I was looking for
Yes.
We came together as a team. We also hit the ball too. And we took it one at-bat at a time. And we came back.
Yes.
And then coming back the next day and putting it right on the board right away. And then just shutting them out.
But they were willing to fight to get something to gain a little edge for the next day because we had to play them the very next day.
And they came in like thinking both days that they were just going to shut us out. And the first day they almost had us, but we didn't let them walk all over us. We didn't say, hey, you guys are Hamilton, you guys are state champs. Like, we came in, we're like, we're Perry. This is what you guys get to deal with now, especially when we go to state. 2 days, and we came and beat them. And they thought that they were going to come in and run roll us and shut us out.
You have to play team softball, yes, but you can't at any point, to be honest with you, Coach and I said it in the third inning, you were done. You had already packed your bags and ready to get back on the bus and go home. Did you literally do that? No. But energy-wise and thoughts in your mind, you'd shut down in the third inning. When it got to be about 7-0, you were done. Like we talked about before, if you fail the first time with your first approach, you have to change something about your second at bat. You can't go in there and expect to do the same thing and something better to happen. You have to change at bat to at bat.
After the loss at Hamilton, the Pumas will look ahead as they play Hamilton on their own turf the following week. pulled some of the players aside to get a better understanding on what motivates them, drives them, and what keeps them going throughout the season.
Our motivation? That's a really hard question because we motivate each other a lot, but our big motivation is just, we've come so far these past 3 years, and we've gotten closer and closer each year that we're just come on, we need to push it. We need to do this for our girls. We need to do this for our school. We need to do this for all of our friends. People are counting on us to go farther and farther each year.
We do a lot of team bonding, and we gel very well. There's no bad apples or anything like that. We all love each other a lot.
We trust each other, and we're more gelled, and since Bullhead, we've been able to trust each other more.
After another tough loss to Hamilton, the Pumas decide that they need to take a second and look at what they're missing in the equation. The team decides to go back to their roots, which is family. Angela Stutz, mother of Sage, and for the rest of the team, like a second mom, calls a meeting for everyone to get together and have a family dinner. She wants to give the girls a chance to talk to each other and really bond before the next big game against Cibola, which is also their senior night and their final game during the regular season at home. Brought in Angela Stutz to ask her on what she does to impact the team and what she thinks on the season as it progresses.
Sage is my daughter, so I try to just do whatever I can to help the girls, try to be there for them if they need something. Sometimes parents can't all make it to the game, so I try to be like a stand-in mom or whatever they need. So when I see them in the hall, I give them encouragement. I have Kylie Walter in my class, so we talk all the time and try to keep her spirits up.
So how do you feel about today's game?
There's great potential. Cibola's ranked 2, and if we beat them, that'll push us up, in that top board there, and it could force us to play Pinnacle in the second round, or possibly have to go back to Yuma and play Cibola. It just depends, how it goes. But I think the girls want the win. It's senior night. They're coming out for Coach Roberts and for themselves. I've seen some text messages through my daughter that they're very motivated. They're backing each other up. Let's play our hardest. And I think they have been playing hard the whole time. And I hope they have some fun and they're successful today.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Perry High School today as the Perry Pumas take on Cibola High School. We hit over Pearson into center field, throws it in, head to third, and Sydney cannot get the tag down in time, so Cibola runners on second and third now with 1 out. Pitching duel out there at Arcadia. Base hit into center field, that's gonna score 1. Pearson has a hard throw, and it's cut off by Matos in the pitching circle. But Cibola will strike first to make the score 1-0 here. This one with only 1 run scored. Calls it ball 4 and they'll walk in a run. 3-1 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Pearson hits it over to second base. And she gets the grab and sends it over first, and that'll be out number 3. Pumas lead 2-1. Bola is 2. Pumas 0. Hit over Legoska into right field. He's going to advance the runners from first and third. Studs. Swinging a head over to Sydney Smith. Runner goes home. And she's going to be safe at home. Sydney Smith gets the lead runner over at second, but that's going to make the score Sabola 3, Pumas 0. Up on base here. Bobble by third base. Going to be thrown high. And Kylie's going to round and go to second. High pop up over to right. It's going to be dropped by the right fielder. And that is going to score Kylie Huff, it looks like. And the Pumas will be on the board here in the bottom of the third. Low. We hit up into center field. Or left, actually. Left center field. It's going to be caught for the third out. Pumas strike, though, makes it Pumas 1. Sabola 3. Our score, Sabola 3. Carry 1. Hit over into right field. It's going to be a base hit for Sabola. They're going home. Tagged by Piper Luan. They're going to call her safe. Deep hit into right field. It's going to be out over the right fielder. She misses the catch. She's on the ground. Foreman's coming to second. She's going to round and go to third. And she's going to be in sliding at third safe with a one-out triple here for the Pumas. Over to shortstop. She's coming home. No tag. She's going to be safe at home. Going to the bottom of the 7th. Your score. Perry 2, Sabola 4. We'll see if Puma can put 2 more on the board. Here in the bottom of the 7th, at least tie this thing up. Swing and miss for strike 3. It's going to be the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Going to be a pop-up deep and right, out there in the sun. He's going to have the catch for out number 2. Base hit to center field. It's going to go clear to the wall. Piper rounding first, coming into second. And she'll be on second, safe. Stand up double. Here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Hit into right. It's going to be back to right fielder. Chloe Grayson rounding first. Piper Luhan's going to score. And she's going to come into second, stay with a stand-up double. Swing and miss for strike 1. 1 count, 2 outs. Legoska. Foul back over the dugout. Quick 0-2 count. 2 outs here. Legoska down to the last strike. Comes the 0-2 to Legoska. Swinging a hit deep. Out over center field. It's going to be gone. The Pumas. A walk-off home run by Julia Legoska is going to win the game. Legoska out over right center field. It's going to be gone. And the Pumas are going to win this game here on senior night at Perry High School. What a hit by Jillian Legoska, deep out over right field.
The game ends with a big win, but the night continues on towards the celebration for the 9 seniors on the team.
Parents are Rick and Jody. Her most memorable time has been bullhead with Kylie and Sydney and Sammy. And her advice for younger classmen is to have fun. Now, number 3, Jordan Pearson. She played in varsity for 4 years as an outfielder. Her parents are Ann and John. Her most memorable high school softball experience was Piper getting drilled with a light flight or beating Hamilton twice or Bullhead City. Number 6, Sydney Smith. A 3-year varsity player, 4 total, catcher and third baseman. Her parents are Art and Penny. And her most memorable high school moment was when the hitting screen fell on her in the outfield and she couldn't get out. Or when her, Kylie, and Jillian wrote an essay to room together. Or her grand slam against Hamilton. Or when the bus left without her. Number 14, McKenna Atkinson. Oh, sorry. She's a 2-year varsity player. She pitched in third place, played third base. Her parents are Ron and Tammy. Her most memorable high school moment was beating Hamilton back-to-back. Talia Gorman, first year varsity, 3 years on JV. baby. She pitched and played outfield. Her parents are Orlantha and her most memorable high school softball moment was traveling to Bullhead and accidentally hitting Kylie with her bat. No matter how many times she apologized, she will never let me forget it. Next up is Kylie Walter, number 17. She played all 4 years. This is her first year on varsity. She played second base. Her most memorable high school softball moment was going to Bullhead. I was always laughing and having a good time with our jamming out on the bus rides, at dinners, or hanging out in each other's rooms. Okay, next up is number 18, Emily Jones. She's a pitcher. Her most memorable high school softball moments was the bus ride to Bullhead. Number 22, Liberty and Justice. She's an outfielder. She played on varsity for 2 years. Her most memorable high school softball moment was her 18th birthday in Bullhead because the girls threw a birthday party for her in her hotel room and we had so much fun. Hey, Piper Lujan.
Piper Lujan gets announced.
She played catcher and third base. Her most memorable high school softball moment was when I got hit on a walk-off home run against Hamilton junior year and seeing me on the bus with all my softball sisters.
Dear Coach, we are so incredibly grateful for all of the time and effort you put into this program. We know we are not the easiest people to be around, and we can't thank you enough for putting up with all of our crap. We are so sad you aren't going to be coaching next year, but I guess you have to have priorities, and your family is a pretty great one to have at the top of your list. Thank you for everything in the past 4 years. We are going to miss you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach John Roberts.
So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Natalie, and I'm sorry if I cry. I'm a very emotional person when it comes to this stuff. Okay, all right, my seniors, your time here at Berry is coming to an end. I can honestly say that I've never ever been more proud of you all, and you guys have grown mentally, emotionally, and physically. Maybe not Jay, but that's besides the point. I have known some of you for only 1 year, all the way to 8 years. You guys mean the world to me, and you will always be my family. From Jill reading at team sleepovers, Piper and her fuchsia sliders, Kylie, Kenna, and Talia throwing sass out of nowhere, which is completely weird, but it's okay. All of us making fun of Libby's vision, and Emily being the sweetest girl on the team. And all of us being scared when Jay starts yelling at us, and Sid, with the help of Kylie Huff, making our punch Jill list in the dugout. These memories I have shared with you guys will always stay with me forever, and I love you guys. I love all of you very much, but there's one of you that I want to say some stuff about. Jordan Pearson. I just want to say that I am so proud of you, and you are by far one of the most compassionate, smartest, loving, sassiest, loudest, and caring person I have ever met. Thank you for everything you have done for me and this team. You have been my mom since freshman year, and I could not be more blessed. You have helped me through my ups and downs, and you have never left my side. I told myself not to cry, because in my head right now I can hear you saying, "Do not cry, Natalie, don't do it." So I'm sorry, and I'm going to miss you so much, Sissy, and I promise I will always be by your side. The times I have had with you are so funny, from our jokes on the bus, rolling balls at hee-hee, our laughs, and our group chats make me so happy. Thank you, Jay, I love you.
We just have a couple of questions for you. What are you feeling right now after that big game?
I'm feeling so many emotions. I feel excitement, a little bit of anxiety. I mean, the amount of happiness I have inside of me right now is just outstanding.
What are your guys' feelings going forward into the playoffs?
I feel like we're back to where we were at the beginning of the season. Now we feel strong. Now we know that what we're capable of doing, and now we're just really excited to get into the playoffs.
After that game, wonderful game that we just all saw, we're going to ask her a couple of questions. For instance, after hitting those doubles, what was going through your mind during that time?
Piper, you got to get a hit in your senior game. That was what was going through my brain. I was like, this is for everything. So yeah.
So what is your mentality now going to preparing for the playoffs and everything, going into that? What is your team's mindset?
But we just got to be just like this game. We have to keep our energy up. We got to work harder because we need to make it through. It's our year this year.
And the girls did just that, as they continue their energy towards the preparation of playoffs. Just 3 days away from the playoffs, Red for Ed began to kick in, meaning this would be the last day for the team in the weight room before the big game Saturday. Coach Rogers talks to the team on how to prepare themselves physically and mentally.
Biggest thing that I'm concerned about is when you give teenagers a lot of time to themselves, that they tend to screw it up. So don't screw it up. All right, stupidity can strike you any second. Don't be struck by stupidity. Make good choices. If you can, get out and run. If you have access to a gym, go work in the gym. Not saying you have to do the squat or the power clean, but get in there and just do some lifts. Playing on Saturday, you should maybe get some range of motion stuff on Friday, like 50%. You varsity girls, it's a pretty big deal. And you're going to be out of your routine. And if you just lay around and you're up late at night, you're getting up late in the morning, it's completely going to throw you off and out. Now, the school you're playing, they're in the same situation. So it just comes down to who's going to be the most disciplined and do what they're supposed to do. Make sure you're hydrated. All right, because Saturday's a long ways away. But if you become a bump on a log, you can forget Saturday. I'm just telling you right now, you will get your ass kicked on Saturday if you don't stay focused between now and Saturday and come out and ready to play ball. And you can't show up Saturday morning, all right, and say, all right, here we go. It ain't going to work that way. This is the state playoffs. And the only ones that advance are the ones that win. Okay? So Perry had a good run last year all the way to the semi. But I don't think that was anybody's goal back when we started in February, was go to the semifinals. Anybody say, all right, hey, for senior year, let's make sure we want to go to the semis. Take care of business. Be more disciplined between now and Saturday than your opponent's going to be. Be more disciplined now and Saturday, and you will win the ball game. Because your softball skills will take over, and your mental discipline will take over. Coach, get a break. Coach wants to see the varsity.
Who's on 3? 1, 2, 3, Pumas! Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Perry High School, here for the first round of the AI playoffs, as your Perry Pumas are getting ready to take on the Mountain Point Lions after 2 off-speed pitches. Ground over to Smith. She's got the out at first, and that's going to get the Pumas out. Our score here getting ready for the bottom of the first. Pumas 0, Pride 0. The 1 and 2. Going to be hit to center, and it's going to go clear to the fence. Liberty Justice get around third and come on home. And the Pumas are going to be on the board with a 2-out double by Chloe Crayson. The 1 and 2. Hit over to Smith, the throw over to Matos, and that's going to be out number 2. Pumas send it around with 2 outs here in the top of the second. And that's going to be called strike 3 for out number 3 here in the top of the second. Little overhit over there. Legoska has it. Quick toss to first. And that's going to be the second out. Hit right to Legoska. Bobbles it. Quick throw over to first. And they're going to get the out. Quick 3 outs here in the top of the third. We'll be right back for the bottom of the third. Your Pumas lead it 1-0. Our score here starting the 5th. Pumas 1, Mount Point 0. hit right back. Stunts over to Matos at first, and that's going to be out number 1 for the Pumas. He hit short. Legoska picks it up. Quick play over to Matos, and they're going to get the out. Going to be hit into center field. That's going to be a single for the Pride here with no outs to start the 6th. 1 on, 2 out. Popped up, over to Crayson. Shallow left field, she's got the catch, and the Pumas are going to be out of the top of the 6th. Ground over to second, going to be close play. And Sydney Smith is going to be safe at first. Will count for Lujan, no outs. Going to be in the dirt for ball 4, and Lujan will be on first. Sydney Smith will advance to second. Got number 13 coming up to the plate now. Base hit into center field. It's going to be bobbled by the center fielder. Sydney Smith is going to score. And Liberty Justice is going to hold it third. All right, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. And it's going to be a base hit into center field. That's going to bring in Liberty Justice to score. And the Pumas will take a 3-0 lead. Big hit into center field. Diving play by Crayson, that's going to be out number 1. And that's a catch by Chloe Crayson on the line drive. A jumping catch over there, that's going to be out number 2. And the Pumas are 1 out away from advancing to the round 2 of the AIA playoffs. It's going to be a hit over to Crayson. Did she make the catch? They're going to call it an out. A diving play by Crayson to get the line drive. And the Pumas are going to win this one here with a score to 3-0.
Mountain Point 0.
Winning the first 2 games in the playoffs, with the final score against O'Connor being 4-1, Perry advances where the following games will be held at the Rose Mofford Softball Sports Complex for the remainder of the season's playoffs. After the win against O'Connor, Perry versus Pinnacle resulting with a loss, but comes back facing O'Connor again with another win. In order for Perry to advance to the state championships, the girls will have to verse Pinnacle for a second time. If they win against Pinnacle, it will come down to just one more game with them for a third time. The stakes are higher than ever, with the third game being the determining standpoint for Perry's placement in state.
We got it. Start strong on 3, 1, 2, 3.
That night, Perry won, with the final score being 5-1, but as the season is coming close to an end, Coach Roberts will be retiring as Perry's assistant softball coach. With him being a huge impact to the team, we brought him in and asked him what the team means to him.
Being around the kids, I mean, that's the whole thing is getting to know the kids outside of school. We see them every single day in school, and you get to see their real personalities when you get them on the diamond. And softball's a great sport. I love being a part of it, and so for me, it's just double the fun. You get to coach a sport that I love and get to see the kids in a different light. I mean, we see these kids day in and day out for, I've seen them for 4 years, the seniors. So you do grow a bond. I get to see them at their worst point and see them at their best. And likewise, they see me too. So you kind of grow a bond, and that's the great thing about sports is you're competing, but you're also creating a family, and these seniors that are leaving will always be a part of my family, and they all know that. So yeah, it's been a great 4 years, and so for me it was very emotional, especially senior night, to say goodbye to them all, because they've been a part of my family for the past 4 years. For me, it was exciting to be able to see their journey through high school and see how they progressed from freshman year to senior year. So every memory from there is just great for me. That's the biggest reason why I came back this year, is just so I can see that one more year with them and spend this last year with the seniors. It's one that I won't forget.
Sadly, Perry's season had to come to an end when they later lost to Pinnacle in the 6th round of their playoffs. The night was not an easy one, after losing to an opponent who had challenged them all year. The team knew they had a great season, and tried not to look at what could have been, but rather what it was. Between the fun bus rides, the team dinners, and games, the jokes they played on the coaches at practices, and some of the amazing games they had won that season, including a tournament win at Red Mountain, an amazing weekend at Bullhead City, and a walk-off win on senior night, and also a great advancement into the playoffs. The Pumas focused on amazing things their team has done this season, and not what they could have done if they had advanced.
On the back of every shirt that those girls wear, it says "One team, one goal," and that's the premise of sisterhood and bonding and getting along together. They all work together, not as a team, but as a program, from the freshman kids all the way through the varsity level. They're sisters, and they need to bond and be a part of the program, and they're doing a great job of that. One team, one goal is how we live.